kind.
Good to have you on board, mate. Does
Hello,
mean we can get a team night out now?
Hello and welcome to the Celtic Way Breaking News Live. I'm joined by Graeme McGarry, who's in Budapest for tonight's crucial Europa League Group G tie between Ferencváros and Celtic. Now, Graeme, just give us a flavour of what's happening in Budapest. Are there many Celtic supporters turned up despite the fact that they're not going to get in?
There are a few dotted about, yeah. There's a couple of Irish bars and a Scottish bar in the centre of town. They seem to be gravitating towards that, funnily enough. Not as many maybe as we're in Seville, I guess. But the city centre's a wee bit away from the ground. So, but yeah, we've seen pockets of them. They all seem to be very much enjoying themselves, and the Pilsner over here as well.
So give us a flavour, Graeme. Is there confidence and optimism about Celtic? When you spoke to Ange and the players yesterday, do they think they can complete the double over Ferencváros and give themselves a real chance of qualifying from the group?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first game at Celtic Park has really given them a lot of confidence ahead of this one. 2-0 probably could have been 3, 4, maybe even 5 if Celtic had taken their chances. And I think, even from the Ferencváros camp, you can feel that they're a wee bit pessimistic ahead of the game. One of their players was saying today, they were struggling to live with Celtic's passing, the pace of their passing and their movement. And I think Celtic with Kyogo back up top will have a real chance in this game. I think they certainly feel as if they've got a real good chance. And as Ange was saying yesterday, they've got to win it if they want to progress and reel in Betis and Leverkusen, or to have any chance of doing that. And I think, there's a real sense of optimism about the Celtic camp going into this, despite obviously the result at the weekend.
Now, you mentioned Kyogo up top. Do you feel that Ange will rest or rotate Giakoumakis and put him onto the bench and bring back Kyogo up top to start?
I think he will. I think in the big games like this, he's got to go with his best players and his best team. Giakoumakis, we've not seen enough of him yet to say whether he is in that bracket, but certainly with Kyogo up top, Celtic look a completely different proposition for me. And in the first game, it took him a wee while, I guess, to get into it. But what Ange was saying was people maybe didn't notice he was tiring their defence out. His movement was pulling them all over the place. And in the second half, he gets his chance and he takes it. And I think, to my mind, listen, I'm not going to second guess Ange, but I think Kyogo is a certainty to start up through the middle today.
Starfelt and Tom Rogic both missing as well, Graeme. Lots of conjecture and speculation about Welsh coming back in or Beaton dropping back to defence. It's European football, Graeme. Beaton always plays in defence in Europe, does he not?
He usually does, yeah.
Welsh comes in.
Listen, Beaton might come in, but I think he might come in the middle. I think Stephen Welsh, just going on by what Ange said yesterday, when Welsh was mentioned, he was quite, he was waxing lyrical about how Welsh has handled being out of the team, how he feels it's a wee bit unfair maybe on him that he's been out of the team, and that, he can certainly handle European football. He's done it before in the past, and he's got real faith in him. So just from the way Ange was talking, I've got a wee feeling that Welsh will be the one coming back into the centre of defence tonight, and you might see Beaton in the midfield.
There's a school of thought, Graeme, that, Celtic supporters want to win the Scottish Premiership title this season and would forgo the Europa League, but Ange doesn't see it that way, does he? This is another game he's going to go out to win.
He's got to, yeah. I think even just from a financial point of view for Celtic, every point's a prisoner in Europe. It's worth a lot of money to the club. It's not buttons. And I think as well, Ange talks a lot about prestige and the sort of status of the club and where they belong in world football. Obviously he knew about Celtic long before he was over here, and what he admired about it was the famous kind of rich European history, and I think he sees himself very much as part of that, and he thinks he wants to advance that. So to me, I don't think he'll be taking this lightly at all. I think he'll take this as seriously as any other game, and I don't think he's prioritising the league or Europe really, but I think resting Kyogo at the weekend maybe tells you just how important he thinks this game's going to be, and he wants him fresh for this.
And also as well, the Celtic supporters would love to stay in Europe beyond Christmas, so second and third spot guarantees that, but I know the one they would prefer, Graeme, they would want to be in the Europa League as opposed to the Conference League, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Conference League's not to be sniffed at, and I think that's a decent consolation prize if they can get it. And a win here tonight just about guarantees that, if they can get it. However, for Ange, I think he was very disappointed to go out of the Champions League. I think that's where he sees Celtic belonging, and I know the fans always do, but Europa League is a decent consolation prize, and I think Ange will be really desperate to just stay in the hunt and see if maybe they can reel one of the two sort of favourites back in.
Going to put you in a spot now, Graeme. A score prediction from your good self.
I think Celtic are going to edge it. I've got a wee feeling it's going to be 2-1 Celtic. I'm going to go for
2-1 Celtic. And Kyogo on the score sheet, do you think?
I think Kyogo with the first, and I think Turnbull's going to step up with a big European performance tonight and get a goal as well. There you go.
2-1, Graeme. I actually agree with that. I think it'll be 2-1 as well. So on that note, I'll say thanks for joining Budapest. It looks lovely. That Ferris wheel behind you looks. Are you going to go and play in that later, Andy?
Maybe a wee play later, after a couple of beers.
Nice one. Well, enjoy the action, Graeme, and I hope Celtic get the result that we want. All right.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for having me, mate.
Thanks very much. All the best. Take care.